Didn't happen, down about a point. All right, now to Washington. You're looking at live pictures of the Senate floor. That's Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, I believe, where lawmakers are hammering out the pros and cons of the immigration bill. Now, final vote is not expected until sometime next month. An estimated 12 million people, as you know, are already in this country illegally. My next guest says that if you think we can't all get them out, think again. He is radio talk show host Paul McGuire and author of The Warning. But Gustavo Arellano is appalled by the very thought of forcibly kicking people out of this country. Paul, 12 million people, you say we can do it. Get them out. How?
Yes, Neil. And what I would say is let's go back to the administration of Herbert Hoover during the Great Depression in the 1930s. President Hoover was so concerned about the well-being of the American public that President Hoover deported approximately 2 million illegal immigrants. So it's doable. In addition, President Eisenhower...
How did he do it? How did he, at the time?
He had 10,000 Border Patrol agents. It was an incremental plan. But he was concerned that Americans during the Great Depression would not have enough jobs. So he deported 2 million illegal immigrants. President Eisenhower in 1954 was so concerned about American veterans coming back from the Korean War and World War II that President Eisenhower deported approximately 1 million illegal immigrants. The difference between Eisenhower and Hoover is Hoover and Eisenhower were more concerned with the well-being of U.S. citizens than they were illegal immigrants. The current Senate and the current administration, they have their priorities topsy-turvy. They're more concerned about illegal immigrants.
All right. Now, Gustavo, you heard that. What do you think of that?
Isn't it telling that you have the same problem again and again, that the Hoover administration did deport all these illegal immigrants? Eisenhower administration deported these illegal immigrants in an operation called Operation Wetback, and yet they keep coming. Even if you deport all 12 million illegal immigrants, which I don't think is possible, but let's just say you do, you still haven't addressed the root cause of illegal immigration, which is namely capitalism. Big business, they want cheap labor. Wait. No, big business needs cheap labor, and big business does not want 12 million illegal immigrants deported. They want something else.
Gustavo, the problem isn't capitalism. The problem is corrupt economies south of the border. People can't have a decent livelihood. Now, I'm pro-immigration, by the way. The difference perhaps between me and you is I'm pro-legal immigration. I'm not pro-illegal immigration. So if we can develop a screening process to give people from Mexico or other South American countries an opportunity to come in here and work, I'm all for it. But I'm not for breaking the rule of law.
But, Paul, just to be clear, you think with the 12 million, and that's a number that changes all the time, I suspect, but you think that the 12 million who are illegally can indeed be forcibly removed?
I would say that if we monitor employers, if we monitored driver's licenses, if we monitored school attendance, if we monitored social services, yes, incrementally over a period of years, we could successfully and humanely, that's the key word, humanely deport illegal immigrants to give them a chance to come back legally.
All right, Gustavo, what is wrong with the idea that, look, you're in this country illegally anyway, we're kicking you out, we're leaving the option open for you to return, but legally this time?
I don't think there's any problem with that at all. I just think it's unrealistic. And I think it's very telling that the people who did craft this Z visa, both people on the Senate, on the Republicans and Democrats, they don't agree with that. President Bush does not want that. Business does not want that. The people who would be most impacted by deporting, whether it's right now or incrementally, 12 million people, they're not in favor of that. I think it's also unrealistic, and it would put such a serious dent onto the economy.
But you know, if everyone says, Gustavo, if everyone says it's unrealistic and they take it off the table, then it's assumed it's off the table because it can't be done. It's too silly. But, Paul, if you're right, you're saying that in many years ago, 2 million people, which I'm sure would be the equivalent of 12 million today, right, we had the means and the wherewithal to do it in an orderly and sensible way, right?
Absolutely, because the priority of President Hoover and the priority of President Eisenhower was the American people first, illegal immigrants second. And Gustavo, with all due respect, burdening the American taxpayers with $2.2 trillion in debt to pay for the social services of illegals, I find very morally reprehensible.
All right, guys, thank you both. I want to see you back. It's a fascinating argument. We'll see where this goes. Meanwhile, lots of differences between these two presidents.